Hi, in this video we're going to talk about the new Centrify agent for Centrify Privilege Service. What's the problem that it's trying to target? A lot of organizations struggle to extend enterprise identity for the purposes of access control or privilege management in public clouds, right? And one of the benefits of the Centrify solution is that you can actually expose different identities for different purposes. For example, I could do Centrify Directory, LDAP Directory, or Active Directory, and I don't have to have the presence of those directories outside in the public cloud. And it's quite simple, right? All I need to do is deploy a cloud connector. In my AWS environment, I have a cloud connector deployed. And notice that I have a bunch of Windows assets. Some of them are Active Directory because I need to be able to, in this particular demo, show you access with an AD user. Let's take a look. So the agent is favoring many popular platforms that are used in public clouds, right? You could just choose to download or deploy or put in your own repositories. But it's very friendly to automation as well because now we provide the ability to do enrollment codes, right? So you could do user password or you could do enrollment codes, which provide more flexibility and restrictions if needed. Looking at the agent itself, right, it's basically your typical, using your Unix frameworks, right? So in this case, we have a command called cinfo that shows you the status of the agent, right? I can actually enroll the agent, and I can enable different capabilities. In this particular case, what you'll see is that I'm enabling all features, right? And I'm allowing a group called system administrator to log in. So anybody that is a member of that group, regardless of the directory that they're coming from, should be able to log in. So notice that now I'm able to log in. If I wanted to, let's go ahead and duplicate the session. I have a user in my Centrify directory called admin. So admin, I can just type in admin's password, and I'll be able to log in normally, interactively as needed. Another capability that became available was that when we enrolled the platform, the system there, now it's going to be listed in the privilege management portal as a resource. So notice that it's right here. This means that I can do jump box access, and this is, I'm actually now outside AWS, so I can do it through any browser, right? And for example, now let's test with an AD user, and notice that we're going to have different users from different identity sources being able to access the system, right? Another thing that we're doing is we're using the system as a jump box, therefore you don't need physical access to AWS, right? If I'm actually using this for these purposes, we have also the ability to watch and terminate, right? So interactively, you can take a look at what's going on. So I can go back to the session, and I can have a proctor. So the window on the left is my proctor. So everything that I do here is going to be monitored on the left side. If I don't like what's going on, I could just simply go back here and do a termination of the session. So that's going to take care of both the watch and the actual user. Another capability is the AAPM capability, right? So on the resources, you typically tend to have accounts under them, right? So in this case, there's no accounts in this resource. But I could even use the CLI to onboard an account in a very simple way, right? I could just, let me just copy real quick the command here. I have a user called local user. I wanted to put it under management. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I happen to have a very complex password for this guy, so just go ahead and copy paste it. So the key here is that we'll be able to onboard this local account and have the password be managed by the platform. So if I were to try to get an account from here, now I have the account here. I can just check out the password, or I can just have a proctor session or a brokered session to log into the system, right? So that's going to make my life very much easier. Other things that we can do is perhaps we have a script or we have an application that needs the password or that secret, right? In that case, we could basically use the cget account command, and in this case I'm just going to do it interactively, and of course I gotta run it with this, and this is going to basically check out the password. This is very unorthodox here, but you would assign typically this to a variable, and you know, at the beginning of your script, and then check it in at the end of the script or after the time passes. So a lot of flexibility here with this new agent, and a lot to cover as well. I mean, we can also do you know, after the fact auditing if you have a Centrify Enterprise Edition in place, right, and it's tied to the CPS. You could potentially also replay as well. So a lot of things that are possible with this agent, and we'll continue to keep you posted, and we'll do an in-depth once it's released.